We're in a trade war, mostly with Canada and Mexico, and also we've taken some shots over at China, though for some reason, even though they are far more antagonistic towards the United States and kind of hate us, we didn't put as much tariffs on them, but we put a lot of tariffs on Canada and Mexico. Canada and Mexico have retaliated and tried to punish us economically as well. We have it set up, Donald Trump in signing the order had it set up so that if they retaliate, we kind of automatically retaliate. So it's probably going to get worse and worse. What does this mean for you? Well, it means your prices are going to go up, especially in the restaurant kind of food sector area, because we get a lot of food from Canada and Mexico. And those companies also can't absorb a tariff cost as easily as maybe some other companies. Like if you think about a restaurant, they tend to, in grocery stores, they operate on a thin margin, so they can't really just accept it, right? They have to defer the cost somewhere else. So you will see it there. They've tried to insulate it a bit from the energy sector being an issue. The tariffs didn't hit those areas as hard. And that's mostly because the Trump administration is keenly aware that the American populace judges the economy based on what they see at the gas pump, right? It's something you purchase with regularity, but also it's kind of plastered on highways. You can't not see it. So if those prices go up, all of a sudden people start going, there's something wrong with the economy. So they've tried to make it so that they can hit these companies and kind of attack our allies without it impacting the energy sector as much. The fact is though, it's very strange. Like they're keenly aware of the fact that this is going to negatively impact the American populace. Canada has said things like, well, they're looking at impacting electricity, turning electricity off that they've helped provide for us. The press secretary of the United States response to that when asked was, well, Jesus didn't have electricity. And so that's wild because, of course, it could result in people dying, like elderly people who don't have heat if there's a freeze or something like that. But they seem to be fine with that. But I should also note, it's very important to recognize the fact that it's not like American companies are going to be like, okay, well, I guess I'm going to bring business back to the United States. Of course, they're not going to do that. They always operate in regards to what is going to get them the fastest profit for the least amount of work and cost for themselves. So are these tariffs making it so that the cheapest place to do business in the United States? No, because our populace generally is unwilling to do kind of slave labor. China is the most insulated country in the world from a tariff war because they have tons of resources. They don't have to trade with other people for those resources like we do, but they also basically have a slave population in terms of they can force their people to work without really paying them much. So our companies are probably going to start going even more towards automation. Some companies have kind of held back from automation, but now they have even more reason to do it. So what you're going to see is a lot of companies kind of using AI and automation to try and make up this cost difference. And the country that's going to benefit the most from this, definitely